Mr. Djokovic, very nice to see you here in the winner's circle. It was a brilliant performance, and already laughing, already smiling. We got to keep it professional today, Novak.
No, of course. But first, I have to say, you know, as I was stepping onto this stage, I haven't played here since 2019, right. So I haven't seen. Back in 19, you guys didn't have the stage here. Correct. In this warm-up area, so that's something new for me. And I didn't want to jinx myself, so even though I liked the stage and I kind of wanted to come up, but I said I have to earn my right to come up. And I was hoping Tennis Channel wants to have me after my win, so that's what happened. And thank you guys, great to see you again. You're looking as fit as ever.
Novak, don't try to butter me up. I'm still going to ask you the tough questions here.
Yeah.
You were brilliant today.
Yeah.
You got your 410th Masters 1000 match win. Wild. You now have pretty much.
It's been a while. It's been a while since the first one. Yeah.
If you were in my analysis seat, how would you critique your performance?
How would
today?
I assess? I think almost flawless for a set and a half, to be honest. When we changed the balls at 7 games, you know, at the beginning of the second, you know, it was quite strange feeling. It was quite a big difference, I must say, in the ball bounce, in the speed of the ball. So I kind of had to adjust, and he started making his first serves more. He was mixing it up, coming, you know, serve and volley. You know, it was being quite aggressive from the backhand side as well, some great down the lines. And yeah, I struggled to kind of break his serve. I think I held my serve very well, saved some break points early in the second, but other than that, I think I had a great serving performance overall. So, you know, after a little, let's say, a mini crisis of not playing my best in Doha and early exits in Doha and Indian Wells, I really wanted to start off well this year's Miami Open, and I had 2 weeks since that first match, first round loss against Van den Zandschulp, and yeah. I really worked hard, you know, put in a lot of hours with Andy on the court, came in early, and yeah, it paid off. I mean, it's only a first match, but you know, I like the way I feel.
That's the most important thing for us. We want you to be feeling healthy, then we have no doubt you're going to be doing what you do on the court. At this stage, desire and health, probably the 2 most important things for you, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, there's few things I'd say, but if we have to boil it down to 2 things, yeah, staying healthy definitely, which I've done pretty well for most of my career, but obviously, you know, body is not the same like it was 10, 15 years ago, so I have to, you know, put in more time in taking care of it. Yep. But also, yeah, taking care of, you know, my psychological state and really trying to get up in the morning and feel motivated to keep going and push. And obviously, if I'm feeling and playing the way I did today, it's pleasure, you know, and I have joy. I find joy on the court, you know, regardless of where I am. And then I want to keep going for as long as I have that feeling. Obviously, it's not going to be there every match, but you know, as long as I have that feeling of, you know, being able to compete with the guys at the highest level, I'll keep going, you know what I mean? So the desire is there, the support of the closest people in my life is there, so let's see how far I can go.
Well, you gave a lot of people joy as well. I think you signed every autograph in the building, which was beautiful to see. Played a little violin at the end of the match. Do we know what we signed on the screen there? We were trying to sort it out.
Yeah, that was in Cyrillic. It's actually I was paying a tribute to a 16th victim of a tragedy in our country that happened early in October last year, and it was 15 victims, and then unfortunately the 16th, you know, happened yesterday. So it was it's one of the biggest tragedies that we have in our modern history in our country. So it's just a sad moment, but in a way for me to pay respect to the victims.
Beautiful to bring attention to that.
Yeah.
Novak, you were brilliant in Australia. That match against Carlos was so special to watch. And then we were curious about the relationship with Andy. Will it continue? Where will it continue? Just talk through our decision of wanting to continue and do these 2 events here in the States specifically.
Well, look, you know, I know people want to know how long this coach-player relationship is going to go between Andy and me. And I am excited, of course, as well. But, you know, we both agree that, you know, we don't we don't. There's no need to take any necessary long-term commitment. So we'll see how it goes. You know, we're I think getting to know each other every single day more and more. I mean, we've known each other for 30 years, but it's different obviously now when we are on the same side of the net in the same team. He brings a lot of value to me, to my game, to my team, and my career overall. So I respect that, and I appreciate the fact that he took the job and really wanted to travel with me. And you know, he's got four children back home. I know how it is, so I really appreciate also Kim, his wife, supporting this initiative. And let's see how long we're going to work. We don't know. You know, obviously we take Miami, and then we'll talk about the clay season, and we'll see if we are both enjoying it. Why not? But you know, we don't have any unnecessary pressure on this relationship.
Listen, it's goosebumps for us. Feels like Apollo Creed training Rocky. You know, it's beautiful. You've taken in a little bit of the Miami events before the tournament started. You had your Lacoste event. You had a players event at Gecko as well. Dare I say that you're looking swaggier than you did in your younger days? Was that a chocolate suit I saw you wearing the other day? Come on, man.
I appreciate it. Coming from you, I really appreciate it, man. You got the real swagger. So I mean, thanks. Look, it's Miami, so I came in early. Try to use the time that I have before the start of the tournament to explore the city. And you know, Lacoste event was amazing, obviously, with all the other men and women tennis players, and at the Soho House. There's so many great places in the city. You hit the town, you have some great food. David Grutman is a great tennis fan, but you know, we're also a fan of him. You know, he's been so nice to all of the players and really friendly and welcoming all of us, you know, each year. So it's great. It's a lot of fun in Miami. It's on and off the court is a great enjoyment.
It's a completely different vibe. Beautiful to see. Everyone's having such a great time. Novak, there have been very few athletes in sort of the history of all of sport who've really been able to evolve as sport evolves, and you've been so successful for so long. There's so many adaptations you've had to do. What do you feel has been the biggest evolution of the game from before to now?
Well, I mean, we probably have to take in consideration the technology first, you know. I mean, the rackets are completely different, and not so many years ago we had wooden rackets. And then, you know, to see the evolution of the rackets and you know, in the last 4 or 5 decades, it's just incredible. So that affects the way you play, the way you move, just everything. I think that, yeah, I mean, there's always a big debate, you know, which era was stronger, more challenging, you know, whether you're part of the weak era or not. And then the comparisons are, I guess, logical and natural. You know, people love to compare eras. But, you know, I think because of the technology primarily, but also just the different operation of the tour and the amount of tournaments that the top players were committed to, and then you know, it's difficult to compare. Like, I remember when I worked with Andre Agassi when he was my coach. You know, we were talking about it, and in his time he missed a lot of the slams, you know, because he didn't want to travel to Australia several times. It was, you know, it's too early in the year. He wanted to prioritize time with his family, and so it's different. You know, I think in the last 15, 20 years, I don't think I've missed too many slams and Masters events, and because the competition, you know, in that regard, when it comes to, you know, ranking and points, and it became really, really solid and really strong. So, I mean, I remember mostly my rivalries with Nadal and Federer and Murray, obviously, but, you know, I've been through different generations in the last 20, 25 years, and very blessed to still be part of this incredible sport. But, you know, all the champions that have paved the way for us have to be recognized. And, you know, this whole GOAT debate is, for me, it's great to be part of it and in the mix, obviously. But, you know, it's really hard to compare. You know, it's hard to compare, and just some incredible champions that have created the platform that we have today. You know, the tennis of today is not just because of the last 10, 15 years. It's because of the last 100+ years. So we have to recognize the influence that all the champions had.
We can't know where we're going unless we know where we've been. Beautifully said, Novak.
Said, yeah.
Listen, man, I love this. Let's not let so much time go by, okay? Have a win, come back.
Obviously, yeah, I'll do the easier job to win, right? Hopefully, man. I really enjoy speaking to you.
Always. Listen, best
And
of luck.
hopefully your colleague one day as well.
100%.
Why do you get a priority over her?
Yeah. Look at him playing the violin off the court. He's playing the violin on the court. The absolute GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, Novak Djokovic moves on after a victory here in Miami.